From a small garage to the swanky office of Meru Cabs has been an interesting journey for its MD Neeraj Gupta, a man with a dream and foresight. Let's meet him and share his experience.
Hi, I am Neeraj Gupta and I am the Managing Director of Meru Cab company. We operate a fleet of 3,500 taxis in India and have presence in Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad and Mumbai. In a span of 2 years, we have scaled up very well, and starting from almost around 30 taxis in Mumbai in the year 2007, we have now reached to around 1,500 taxis in Mumbai alone. We have used scale-up plans and intend to grow to 5,000 taxis by the next financial year end. To talk about the garage business, which I started off in the year around 2000, I think. Well, we didn't have much of capital in fact that time, and I come from a very small business family background, so there was not much capital available. My wife was working with the airline. She in fact gave me a loan of 50,000 rupees, which helped me in giving the deposit for the space that we wanted. My partner bought in 50,000 rupees. That helped us in getting the tools and the small machinery that we would require to do the repairs. So with a small investment of 1 lakh rupees, we set up this garage. In fact, the garage size also, I would say, was almost around just 1,000 square feet, where not more than 3 or 4 vehicles could be repaired at one time. But that was an interesting experience. In fact, the place where I set up the garage was in a location where there are so many garages and everyone was doing very well, and they had their list of customers which were quite loyal to them. So I thought, how would we trying to get these vehicles to us, and how would we get the customers directed to us? So I thought of a strategy where we should be unique and offer some exclusive services to the customers. So we came out with a unique concept at time, that we would be offering an annual maintenance contract, and that clicked in fact very well, where we signed up, made them sign a form, and we gave them some car stickers, membership card, and that was something which was quite unique for a small garage to offer. That in fact gave us a good break, and many customers started pouring into a garage, and there was always a huge queue. And me somehow not having any technical experience of repairing vehicles, for me the only thing that I could do was to probably do a bit of sales and marketing. So what I did, I started approaching corporate customers and talking to them to give their cars to us for servicing and maintenance. And slowly and steadily there was a long list of corporate customers also who are attached with us.
Meru Cabs is a 24/7 call taxi service with more than 3,000 taxis all over India.
In our business, technology plays a very important role. As a matter of fact, the entire business runs on technology. It gives us complete information of the status of the taxi, where it is located, whether it is on duty, whether it is off duty, how many kilometers it run. The technology is extremely advanced, and we have imported our technology from Singapore, and it is based on a call center which we have in-house one in all the cities. In fact, we have more than 200 odd employees working in the call center alone. The call center basically is the place from where we take all the bookings. So if a customer has to call up, he calls up at our number 44224422. It reaches our call center. We take down his address. We ask him that what is the destination he wants to go to. Those details are taken. Then the system itself identifies the taxis in the area located from where the call has come. It sends the message to the taxis on the MDT, which is fixed in the taxis. The drivers have to bid for it. The first driver who bids for the duty, he gets it, and he is dispatched for the duty. Well, just to talk of some interesting episodes that happened during providing our services to Tata Infotech. The call center which they had set up were scaling up really quickly. They were adding almost 100 odd people every month, and that means that we had to add around 20-30 odd vehicles every month, and it was very difficult to get vehicles that time because it was a new concept, and working in the night time, not very many people were very keen on it. So at times there used to be at times we we are not in a position to actually pick up people because we are short of vehicles. So I myself had a bike, so just to ensure that the person comes on time, I used to go on my bike, pick up that guy and bring him to the office. So I think that level of commitment that we showed during those years, that come what may, we will ensure that your person comes to the office, helped us in growing very quickly.
We all have dreams, aspirations, and great ideas, but success follows those who drives it with passion and dedication.
To be an entrepreneur, I think it has to be within you that you have the drive to do something on your own. That is the first thing I feel that an entrepreneur should have within him, that yes, I want to do something on my own. I want to do something which grows big. I want to do something which can be scaled up, which can get me a good reputation, name, and of course a lot of recognition in the market. So entrepreneur has a lot of risk also, because he puts everything at stake. He has to think of every step that he is taking. He has to make all his calculations right. But I think the most important to be an entrepreneur, I think one has to think from his heart. His heart should tell him that what is the business he wants to do, whether that business really is going to do well for him. I think once he is convinced from his heart, yes, this is what I want to do, then the rest of the things start falling in place.
Neeraj feels that the spirit to work hard dissolves all obstacles. With his business acumen, the company has taken giant leaps since its inception.
Well, after 3-4 months of doing a due diligence and going through all the necessary details that were required to join hands, when we finally signed an agreement in the beginning of the year 2007, we sat together to decide on what to do the next steps, or the first steps as a matter of fact, to launch this kind of a service. What we did is we traveled to many places like Singapore, London, Dubai, and we saw what are the kind of taxi services that are being operated there. What are the things that are required to be in place to launch this kind of a service. We sat together, decided on the organization structure, the processes that need to be in place, the technology that we would want, the car that we want to have the car that we would want to put in the market. How would our drivers, who now we call them subscribers, join us? Under what scheme would they join us? How will we take care of it? There are so many aspects of the business that had to be looked into, and this we realized is not going to be an easy business to run. It's an extremely challenging business, and one had to think through every step very carefully before starting it. So me as an entrepreneur, I think one thing I could do is scale up a business. I learned a lot that okay, how to deal with people, how to run a business. But with IVF coming in, I learned a lot of new things. Things like the importance of having processes in place, the importance of having systems in place, running in an organized manner, structured business approach, basically to say a corporate style of working. This was a new opening for me, a new experience, and in fact it has really changed the way I was used to do and think about business. An entrepreneur to my mind is a visionary who has dreamt of making his ideas, his dreams come true. An entrepreneur would not necessarily be an expert in all the fields and the business areas, like probably he might be weak in certain areas, financials he might not be very strong in, or probably is not strong in certain technical aspects of the business. But an entrepreneur has the capability and has the will to achieve and excel.
The success stories of all great entrepreneurs tell us one thing: time is the real wealth and not money. If you have a dream and a burning passion, you can achieve anything.
As I've shared with you that I have done many businesses in the past, started off with a garage, then moved on to providing a bus service to Tata Infotech, then to providing staff transportation, and now the taxi business. Well, every time that I thought of the business, I had sleepless nights. I always wanted to, I kept on thinking, what is it that I must do? What is it that I must do differently? What is it that I must have, I can offer extra to my client, to my customers? I used to make notes of the things that came to my mind, make some plans around it, put it on paper, and then execute them. Execution, I think the job doesn't end there. After executing something, it's very important that you monitor it. Monitoring the performance of your company, your team, ensuring that you are delivering to the customer's delight is very important. Small piece of advice that I would like to give to young entrepreneurs is that if you believe that okay, this is something that I want to do and this is something that I believe is going to be successful, then you must go ahead and do it. It is this belief in yourself of achieving the business or the dream that you pursue is the most important thing. Only when you start believing, yes, this is something which I want to do, will you start thinking, planning, living, breathing about that business. To nurture a business, to grow a business, it is extremely important to keep on thinking what is the next step, what is the next thing that I am going to do, what are the things that needs to be corrected, what are the things that are going wrong in the business, what do I do to be a step ahead of my competitors. So I think these are some few small things that are very important. Of course, one must, it goes without saying that working hard is something is required, is of utmost importance if you have to be successful.